All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to this video. This pretty much makes up all the ratchets I use at work. I have some here at the house, but I don't, they just keep them at the house. I don't use them, so I'll just stick with what I use at work. Uh, from the top here, this one's the last one I just got. It's probably less than a week ago. I ordered it as a birthday gift slash congratulations for reaching master tech, for whatever that's worth these days. With the hard handle. So as you can see, most of my ratchets are the chrome handled ratchets. I do prefer them the most. However, the snap-on hard handle, especially when it's a little bit larger handle, like in the half-inch ratchets, I have a breaker bar that's in orange like this. I think it's pretty comfortable. They last longer than the soft grip, which is probably my biggest reason for not getting soft grip ratchets. It's just because those handles tear up too easily for me, for my liking. Did not need a $290 ratchet after tax. But like I said, it was more of a gift idea, which will bring me to this one. This was my most used half-inch ratchet. It's a gear wrench 120. I kept this in my tool cart. Flex head. I used it more so than my other snap-on half-inch I had at the time, which is this one. If I had to give a rating for this thing, it'd be 10 out of 10. I don't remember what I paid for it. I know it wasn't that much. It was under $100. No issues with it. The switch is still smooth. No broken teeth, pretty fine tooth. For a half-inch ratchet, it was great. Based on my experience with this, I should have bought this one in the 24-inch version instead of the snap-on one way up here, which I think they have for like $90 and get this in the 24-inch version. Some people don't like this style flex head with the notches in them. I don't really have a preference on flex head, to be honest. This doesn't bother me. It's better than it flopping around everywhere. It's not a locking one, but that has been a great ratchet. I still kind of want to buy the set that comes with like quarter, 3/8, and half-inch ratchets. I think there's like 2 1/4 inches, I think, in there. Could be wrong. It's like $140. I kind of want to buy that kit and bring it home and have that at my house. So I don't have to bring any of these home. I'll just have some ratchets. This next one's a half-inch one. I just recently put this in my tool cart in place of this one, simply just so I can use it more, because I didn't really use it a whole lot. I don't remember what I paid for it, but it was one of those, buy this, get a Dixon flannel jacket for free. So for the both of them, it actually wasn't that bad of a deal. Super nice ratchet. As you can probably tell, Snap-on probably are my favorite ratchets overall, but the price tag sometimes is just a bit much. Now this one here, these have been out for a while now. This one came in you got this and a semi-deep 3/8 socket set of the Flink Drive Plus. I believe that's what they're calling the sockets. I know that's what the wrenches are. Probably overpaid for that kit, and I've never used this ratchet, I don't think. At least not utilizing this function. It probably does come in handy. I think I just forget I have it. But so far, really haven't found a use. Like, this is, so awesome. Got to use it for this particular job. Saves you a whole bunch of time. Haven't ran into that yet. Little gimmicky. Not going to get rid of it, though, because when I one day need it, it's going to be great. It's another Snap-on one. FL80. This I did keep at my house for the longest time. Just recently put it back in my toolbox at work. It came with some standard sockets and a couple of extensions. I think I paid $150 for that kit. Seemed like a pretty decent deal. Ended up trading the standard sockets. I already had some Snap-on ones for this, so pretty much got these 2 ratchets and some extensions for like $150. This one here, I think, is a 36 tooth ratchet. I didn't know Snap-on made one. I know there's a 36 tooth in the or 36 in the part number, and then somebody told me that they did have a 36 tooth ratchet a while ago. Pretty nice 1/4 inch ratchet. Doesn't get used a whole lot because I have a flex head quarter, which I'll get to in a minute. Don't mind the hard handle. Hard handles are probably my favorite handle now on the Snap-on ratchets, but I bought all mine in chrome, so I'm not going to buy doubles just for the handle, but that's why I wanted this one in a hard handle. Comparing these 2 guys together now, this is the Koken ratchet. Pretty similar. And the Snap-on again. I mean, the only thing with this one is that I noticed the sockets get stuck on there pretty good. No, it's not super worn in, but I haven't really had that issue with any of the other Snap-on ratchets I have. This one, though, as you guys have probably seen if you ever looked up Koken ratchets, the back drag on them is amazing. It's just something that's pleasant to use because of that. Not that it gets a job done any better. The only major complaint about this is, and I've said before, that switch is pretty easy to hit. So when you're in a tight spot, that thing will get hit sometimes, which direction's on you, which is a pretty inconvenient. And plus, the switch is flipped. Not that that makes a difference or anything. It's just I'm so used to the off or left on the right. It's the opposite on the Coke and Ratchets. But for $40 plus whatever taxes it was, I think it was like 48. I'm paying for this ratchet. That is great. Although that's not really proportional to the rest of Koken's ratchets. I noticed. I don't know why that one's so cheap because they wanted the same price for the quarter-inch ratchets. I guess it's just them being from Japan. Sometimes the pricing can fluctuate all over the place. These two ratchets here, I'll get started on. These I think were my first two tool truck purchases. I could be wrong for tool truck, definitely for Snap-on ones. I think it was like only like $130 or $150 I paid for both of these, which I thought was outrageous. I was a lube tech, but I'll be buying these all day at that price. Most used ratchet, I have no issues with it whatsoever. I don't think I have anything warranted on them. CFL 80, this one's 72. It's quarter-inch. Pretty much does every quarter-inch job I really do need. Keep this in my tool cart as well. I keep this flex head and then this one in my tool cart. It's just the straight non-flex head version of that ratchet. This is what I use for oil changes mostly, just because some people like to tighten drain plugs a little too tight, and you need that little extra oomph to get them off. Love these ratchets. Same thing as that guy. Now this one, these two, I should say, they come in a kit. I don't have the kit with me, which I'll do separate videos on that. This is just the low profile 3/8 ratchet, and it comes with the very smooth head, by the way. Gears on that. Shallow 3/8 sockets. I tend to find myself using the sockets out of the kit more than I've ever actually used this ratchet, mainly because it's just in a super tight spot. Sometimes this isn't enough leverage to really break anything loose. But still love having it. Don't want to get rid of that kit ever. This one I use like crazy. Comes with some quarter-inch sockets that spline into there. So it's a super low profile, great access. I use it all the time. It's actually technically longer than this one I just picked up. I did just do a separate video on this Coke and quarter-inch. Again, back drag's almost non-existent. I haven't had the issue with this switch getting flicked, but this thing with the Coke and sockets is great for like timing covers and stuff. But back to this one. I think I paid one of these kits with the 3/8 I paid $100. The other one's $150. I don't remember what. I know full list price it's like $300 something dollars. Is outrageous. But Snap-on makes a stubby bit set that pairs with this great. That is one hell of a combination for getting you out of some tight spots. I'll do a separate video on that. This one I bought. I don't really know why. I just thought I think it was on promo and it sounded like I'd use it. I don't really use it too often. Still a nice ratchet though. It's the same thing, just a longer flex head. I believe it does say 72. Yep. Doesn't see a whole lot of use. This one, I feel like I haven't used as much as I used to, but I was using it quite a bit for a long time. Just a stubby flex head 3/8. I know some people have thrown, I think, a quarter-inch head in there and vice versa with a quarter-inch version of it. I love my Snap-on ratchets. Can't say I'm done buying Snap-on, but I have most of the ratchets I feel like I really need. They're just a little too expensive. If you get over here to the right, this is where I have a lot of newer stuff I've recently purchased, the Japanese tools. And this Mac one I've had for a while. USA, I believe. I mean, it says it on there. Whether that means it's made in USA or not, it's a different story. Should be a proto rebrand. This ratchet I actually like quite a bit. I think that the gears are better in the Snap-on ratchets, but the length, Snap-on, I tried having the guy match a Snap-on version of this up, but as you can see, the picture better, the length difference. And Snap-on chrome handle stuff I like, but I do think they have probably the worst chrome handle ratchet as far as comfort. Like, it's not uncomfortable, but it's not particularly like a great fit for your hand. This one's a lot better. I was using this for a while. I think I had this before that. I had no reason to really buy this, but I did anyways because I like buying tools. As you guys have probably noticed. Below that, this is some pretty new stuff, some Nepros things. So this was the first Nepros ratchet I bought. Did not realize it's a 3/8 ratchet, but I didn't realize how small it is. This has actually been something it's very useful, and again, like timing covers and stuff, this has been a game changer quite a bit. I know you can probably, I don't know if Snap-on makes one like this. I know you can buy like a quarter-inch ratchet and put a 3/8 head in the Snap-on stuff, but I think I paid $80 for this. It is a fantastic ratchet. I'm getting quite a bit of use out of its locking. Now, let me go grab a socket. The only complaint I have with Nepros ratchets, and this goes for both I have, is you have to press the button down. You know, the socket doesn't just slide on. Maybe force it, but that goes for both of them, which isn't really a big deal. It's just sometimes if you have one hand, you can still kind of press both and get them on there. That's the only complaint. Nothing major. No deal breakers. This thing, let's see what part number it is for you guys. Part number. Where is it at? NBRC390L. Bought this on Amazon Japan. Like I said, shipped was like $80. Locking. Take a note to that button there. I noticed on this one, it's completely flush. That one's not. Hasn't been an issue, but this thing, like timing covers, I do a lot of Mazda, a lot of timing covers. This thing's great for tight spots. Love that ratchet. And then this here, this one's expensive. This is probably up in the Snap-on price range, but that's the most comfortable handle to me. It's a little bit wider, even though it only has that one part for a finger grip. That's pretty comfortable. So to do a little comparison of the Snap-on versus this one, the length I like more. The flex head. Now we'll see how this one's been used a lot more. That's going to be the real difference maker between which one's better or whatever, is how long this thing lasts. Because you can see the flex, it looks like there's a nylon piece in there that applies some resistance to it. So it's super smooth flex head. The locking button's completely flush. You know, the switch is like that. This, I mean, right now is my favorite ratchet. Love it. You know, I love the Snap-on one. There's no real complaints with it. You know, it wasn't like I had an issue with this. I don't need to own this ratchet at all, but I wanted to try some of their stuff out. I'm very happy with it. If they had made a 1/2 inch version of this for Nepro, something similar to that, the 24 inches I was going for, I would have bought it. They don't. But this ratchet is awesome. I don't know why there's this rubber piece on there. If that's just a gripping thing, I'm sure that's going to peel off though. It's the only thing. It's I guess my second complaint. But I love the Nepro stuff. That I was blown away by that one. This ratchet's come, like I said, in handy. But when I bought it, I was expecting it to be something, you know, full size, at least comparable like this ratchet here. So I went ahead and bought that one. Now this is another Amazon Japan purchase, KTC. I just didn't have a style ratchet like this and Snap-on one like $130. I think I paid like $40 or $50 for this, and I was very impressed with it too. Pretty nice quality. Chrome's not as nice as like the Nepros, but I'm not really too worried about that. Here are the gears in there. Honestly, I compared it to the Snap-on one after I'd gotten this. I really think the gears and their comparable ratchet was better in the KTC. I mean, this doesn't see a whole lot of use, but I'll grab it just to use it and do stuff like that. We have the Koken. I love the Koken stuff. I thought about buying some more Koken tools just for my house because I have a tool buying problem, and I can find any excuse to buy tools, I will. This 1/4 inch has been great. Stubby. But that's pretty much it. You know, there's some ratchets I'd like to have just to own, like the gear wrench ones, but the problem I have with the gear wrench is, of course, kind of the rebranding thing. You know, and back to like the backlash thing, like not that it makes much of a difference. I don't really believe when you're working. I mean, it might in some super tight spot. It's just like a nice ratchet to use. Same thing with this one. You know, I don't know if this is exactly the same ratchet as a gear wrench or not. I've never seen one torn apart, but they look the same. A little bit louder teeth. Kind of enjoyed using the gear wrench one when I borrowed my coworker's 1/2 inch. But it's just the price tag for something I know that I don't even know if they're made in the USA anymore. I know on the website it says it when you click on them, but when you have the ratchet in your hand, nowhere on it says USA, made in the USA. Maybe they still are. I could be wrong on that. But the gear wrench ones, it's just, or excuse me, the Matco ones are just too expensive for me to want to buy one, but I'm always keeping an eye out. There's one on eBay for about $80. I kind of wish I did buy. But I would like to add one of those to the collection. Cornwell, we don't have a Cornwell truck that comes to my shop, so I've never tried any of their stuff. You know, I got the one Mac. I might actually pick up. There's a flyer. It's a little 1/4 inch Mac one. It's like $80. We'll see. I don't really need it. Got to stop stop buying stuff I don't really need, I suppose. But thank you guys for watching. If you'd like and subscribe.